Greetings, Libra. Welcome to your Virgo season reading. We're going to talk about your 12th house, yes. But really, Saturn just moved back into Pisces this morning on September 1st. Everything has flipped back to a time that we thought we completed. And it's a little destabilizing just because things were moving so fast forward, and now we're back in this incubation lab when it comes to our goals, when it comes to our life. Everything has just slowed down immensely. The world is moving slower again. Cars are driving slower again. People are speaking and feeling slower again. So what does this mean for you? The Six of Wands, success. Not that you weren't feeling the momentum of Saturn in Aries. Saturn in Aries was bringing you the relationships that reflect this very successful you. And so even though we're going back in time, it's good because what you saw during Saturn in Aries is you saw a lot. You saw the level. You were in it. You saw how crazy it gets. How crazy it gets if you're not clear about what that level is and what comes along with it. But the Six of Wands as the first card out is a big message. Saturn in Pisces is giving you a chance to go back to the drawing board one more time. You've done this so many times, so it feels like, oh my gosh, like, do I really need to do this again? Do we really need to rework and readjust and, be in my head about all these things? Like, I already made it. I'm already that bitch. I'm already that one. Do I really need to look over the details again? And Saturn in Aries is funny because when Saturn was in Aries, it's funny because I forgot what I was going to say. Ultimately, I remember now. Okay. It's funny because Saturn in Aries, like, Saturn knew it was going back into Pisces. It knew it was going back into Pisces. But it's giving us all this vibe and all this energy like, hey, this is about to be it. But Saturn knew the whole time he was going back into Pisces for a few more months. So it was really just to give you a taste of how quickly things can move. Which is great because now that we're taking the step back, Saturn in Pisces, and no, it doesn't feel nearly as exciting as Saturn in Aries. It feels like, dang, I didn't even realize how lit things were getting. Wow. Even though we're going back into this emotional energy, it's perfect because it's like, hey, when things are going this fast, you can't even see how many things are missing. And even if you can see how many things are missing, you can't actually do anything about it because things are just moving at the speed of light. That was the energy. It was like, yeah, I see all these things, but there's too much going on. I can't even address it. And so there were missing elements to this success. There was confusion about what the new standard really is, even though deep down you already know what the standard should be. You already know what it should be, but there's confusion about it because the reason is because now we're going back and Saturn and Pisces is showing you, hey, you forgot to plug this hole here. Hey, you, for whatever reason, you didn't think that your manifestation was actually going to fully come to fruition. So you thought it wasn't going to come to fruition, and then it came to fruition. And then there's all these, you didn't think it was going to come to fruition. It came to fruition big time. And then there were all these missing elements because you were ready, but you didn't have everything in place the way that it really needed to be because you were confused. You didn't realize that the manifestation would just pop into your life in the way that it did. The shit's crazy, I'm telling you. Okay, so actually, Saturn in Pisces for you is this beautiful resting point before the moment arrives again to take off at the level that you've been working towards. I mean, it was sweet, I'm telling you. Very sweet, very free, very successful. And I love the way that Saturn in Aries just like it like put you right there, like right at the tip of like, you know what I'm saying? Like you're literally like you're in it, you know what I'm saying? I'm talking about in it. Like in it. It put you like literally last days. It was like last few days of Saturn and Aries. It was like, yo, Bob, like it's here now. And then it was like, all right, I'm gonna take a step back for a second. I'm gonna dip for just a few more months because you ain't really ready. You're not really ready. Saturn in Aries was so funny. I'm like, okay, all right, cool. But it was the perfect amount of you did that shit. Just enough so that now that Saturn moves back into Pisces, even though it's like, man, that felt so good, you have a chance to address the areas of this vision that are off, that you didn't have the emotional energy, you didn't have the physical energy to really do once Saturn moved into Aries because it was already off to the races. And so now it's like, oh my gosh, okay, you have this kind of soft energy that says, okay, yeah, like this, I need these type of people here as a part of this equation. I need people to be locked in this way. I can't just go just because it feels like it's time to go. Like Pluto in Aquarius is like, you have it. You have the vision. But when you let weird people in, of course they're going to obscure your vision. They're going to create a fog over what you're trying to do because they want to be you. They don't want you to feel this happy. They feel like you shouldn't feel this happy unless they feel that happy with you, but they can't feel that happy with you because you're not the type of person who's going to give somebody your happiness if they are trash. I don't know what type of people these people are hanging out with where that's the case, but that's what people are expecting of you. They are acting like trash human beings and they expect you to give them your pleasure, this Venusian energy. And you just don't do that. You leave them to walk off the cliff. You're not going to pull them back. I'm like, nigga, keep walking. I can't do nothing for you. You know? So, yeah. You don't want relationships just to have relationships. You want relationships, partnerships, friendships that give you what you give them, which is this inability to fall, especially right now. And yeah, you might come across as a little bit, harsh even during this time. But as a Libra, you only give what you get. If someone's getting something from you, it's because they gave it to you. That's it. You don't seek out people just to be mean. You're actually a very nice person. But people be seeking you out and they be mean and they be wondering why you are returning them what they gave you. So right now you can seem, or you could have seemed, or you've had moments where you seem like, you know, you were being mean. But why would the initiator of relationships seek out someone just to be mean to them? Why? You want relationships so y'all can get what y'all want together. That's it. That's all you want. And then people don't understand. They're not used to that. They're not used to the responsibility of thriving together. They're just used to taking and running because they got a little bit of this thriving vibe. They're like, let me take it. Let me try to run with it and go do some shit with it. Meanwhile, they can only go as far as the little bit that they took from you, not realizing, yo, you're here forever. You're going to be on this vibe forever. You're going to have more to give forever. Like, what a stupid way to go about it. You think I'm going to drop off? I'm not going to drop off. This energy doesn't drop off. It doesn't fall off. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how old you get. You're going to be pristine. Your energy going to be pristine. Why? Because you keep people around you who pour into you the way you pour into them. So the reason your energy has gotten a little bit more tense or more harsh, let's just say, is because the standard is higher. The love that people must give you, it needs to be more, it needs to be more Venusian. It needs to be more romantic. It needs to be more vocally committed. This is vocal commitment to you as a friend, as a lover, as a business partner. Otherwise, they're going to get that harshness because you're only returning them what they're giving you, which is lackluster effort in their commitment to you. But they want you to give that full commitment. They want you to give that energy that they know they crave. They want it from you, but they don't have any intention of returning it to you. So why would you give them that energy? You're not. You're letting them walk off the cliff. Not pushing them. You don't need to push nobody off the cliff. They'll walk off it on their own. You're the mental stability that comes from not being shady and being just super clean in your contracts with people. Financial contract, friend contract, love contract. This is clean. It's a contract. It's a contract. Now, what falls within that? Do you have to do addendums? Do you have to, look over things? Do you have to get into the fine print together to make sure that y'all are on the same page about how this is written? Because yeah, sure, maybe it could be interpreted another way. So let's talk it through and make sure we're all on the same page. But this contract, you don't play about your commitments. This is real to you. And people feel that and they know it and they know that it's real to you. But what you've been doing is you've been letting people have these contracts, sign these contracts, but you haven't been holding them to the terms and agreements of the fucking contract and wondering why they're running around acting crazy. Friends even. Hold these motherfuckers to the motherfucking contract. If they are going to be in your life as a friend, as a lover, as family, as a business partner, hold these motherfuckers to the motherfucking contract and don't let them go until and if they don't want the contract no more, then they got 2 months and they're out. You finish what you say you're going to do and then get the fuck out. That's what I'm talking about. Because people, they know that you liked the look of being the judge who has the authority. But you didn't actually want to play the role. Think about it. It's like your first, your first few years as a justice, as a judge. You could imagine you wonder how Judge Judy and these, Judge Joe Mathis, all these well-recognized judges, how they get to that energy that is just so incredibly ruthless. Not to hurt anybody. They don't want to hurt anybody. Venus doesn't want to hurt anybody. Venus just wants justice. But you can imagine in their first years as a judge how they get taken advantage of, how people use their emotions to get them to soften the sentence. It's giving Taurus energy, right? People realize, oh, this is a newbie here. Let me get a softer sentence for the crime that I just committed. Knowing full well they're supposed to be in jail for 5 years for the decision that they made. And eventually they realize that no, people have to carry the weight of their decisions. They have to carry it. They have to carry it. And if they can't carry it, if I let them into my life as someone who can't carry the weight of their own decisions, what do you think they're going to do? Saturn in your house of relationships, what did these people do? They tried to put the weight of their responsibilities on you because they know that you are going to fill in the gaps for them for the things that they're not doing, for the work that they're not doing. They're not doing the work, but they expect you to do the work. They expect you to carry the weight. And because you're a newbie, because you were a newbie, you carried that weight. And you had to quickly learn how to shut that shit down ASAP, because eventually you just realize these people, you're looking for equals, friend. You're not looking for people that you can, if you have people in your life who can't carry the weight, these are people that you're consciously helping. You're consciously making a decision and saying, these people aren't on my level. This person isn't on my level, but you know what? I'm going to intentionally pour into this person because I believe in that. You know what I'm saying? And so you've had to get there. You've had to get to the difference between, imagining you guys are all on the same level and expecting that level of things from people when really they're not. You're not. You've been mixed in with that, and now you see. Now you see that you need to consciously make and sign or decline every contract that comes along your desk so that you're not fighting with yourself about who this person is in your life. And also, you don't care at a level that affects your life. This is other people's lives. Let them do other people's lives and they've got you roped in. No more of that. You're not fighting with yourself about other people's lives. You're not fighting for anybody else's life. No. Okay, so all that to say, and when we talk about money and we talk about business, we're talking about you having this golden opportunity, and Saturn and Aries was bringing the relationships, all the every relationship. Anybody wanted to spark up anything with you could spark it up. But this golden pentacle, would you put this in the hands of someone who, I bet you could walk through a crowd and determine instinctively people who you would want to actually give this golden pentacle to versus people who you can see just a few seconds of seeing how they move, even without a word. If you would want to give them, ask them to hold on to this pentacle for you for just a few seconds while you walk over to check out a booth or whatever. You'll be right back. There are people everywhere But instinctively, you know you should not be putting this golden pentacle in their hands. But I mean, you're just trying to give it to them anyway because you're just trying to raise everybody up. You know what I'm saying? Stop that. Stop that, because your golden pentacle, you'll have it, and then they're going to go ahead and break that shit to where nobody has it, and you'll never find it again. You're not going to get another chance to have this clean break. This is a clean break here now. Do you want to put your clean break in the hands of children? Children? You wouldn't do that. You would put it in the hands of someone with experience, people with experience, people with a portfolio. All right, let's talk about love really quickly and let's close out. This lighting and everything on this looks so beautiful today. I'm just so happy. Okay, it's Virgo season. Love is weird. Just focus on your job. It's hard to do, but focus there. That's a focus for now. And when you get to this genuinely happy place, then you can attract someone else genuinely happy, because right now you're just attracting a bunch of people who need help, because it's easy to get to those people because they need help. People who are successful and very happy and thriving aren't easy to get to because they don't need you. They don't need you to make their life happy and thriving. So are you this person, and is that what you're attracting? This chaos because that's where you are? Or are you this genuinely happy person who is being aligned to other genuinely happy people, partners, lovers? Focus on your work, but also focus on getting and sustaining this very content disposition where the fortune just continues to pour in because you know that it's just supposed to. You're doing what you're supposed to do. Happy Virgo season and almost birthday. I will see you in your season. Libra, I love you. In the meantime, you can schedule private and birth chart readings with me through the link in my description. Bye.